You're watching a preview of B514 1872, produced by the Barber Driving Experience. The deadline. Not only does the car have to be completed, but wrapped in partnership logo and then transported to Las Vegas. My journey to get here would be a lot easier than Tiger Racing's. I meet my track buddy Chris Stout, grab a camera and head to the Dynapack booth. But the car's not there. Finally, a chance to see the final project. With a nice chest of mixed beers in the trunk, the guys take a breath, a cold one, and some time with me to talk about the journey, exhaustion, and thanks.
It was nuts, but it's what it takes. Usually you have more time and you plot things out in a more relaxed atmosphere. It ended up being that there was a lot of attention to detail that had to be paid to things. And you know, Paul and I, we have a lot of integrity that we put into our work. So good enough is a bar that's hard to reach sometimes. And you know, when you get two guys like that are together, it's hard to be satisfied. It left no room for the essentials as a human being, you know, one being sleep.
Yeah.
So you gotta get guys like this used to it.
Yeah.
That's how you live.
That's good.
Chris, tell me about the last few weeks.
Well, it consisted of very little sleep and as much work as you can imagine.
What do you take away from all this?
As much as I can, the experience, I mean, something that very few people get to do.
It's like I need some guys that are a little more flexible to take the torch here, you know?
Well, he'll bounce back in a day, and it takes us like 4.
Yeah,
After 8 hours.
She's gonna think I've been beating the crap out of her.
Yeah, by the way, you've got some war wounds there. You got a couple pinches here and there. And
You know, I had to call in some favors, and Kenny stepped up with his GT4 suspension package, which hadn't been fit to the 2011 yet. So that was a whole nother feat that we had to deal with, because the 2011 has an electric power steering rack, which has a whole different combination of mounts, and you know, all the simple things turned into a little more fabrication. The 3 hours that we saved by buying off-the-shelf parts turns into a day and a half of fabrication to redesign everything.
would you ever want to do this again?
Yeah, actually, we're anticipating doing at least 3 more of these. So, you know, the first one's always the hardest one, but it's...
We've got our blueprint.
Yeah, we do have a blueprint, and we've got a better plan.
Do it. And Tom also drag races a Corvette, so you know he's running I think it's a Super Gas big block 7-second Corvette. So you know, everybody that we deal with, everybody that's involved in this car is also hands-on. They're people that build them.
They're people like us. I think that's a lot of people when they get to that point, they don't give enough credit to that, and we really we do appreciate and love everybody that puts in with us. I mean, our friends, our families, especially our sponsors when it comes to doing something like this, because without it wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen.
Because our time frame was so short, to the fact that Adam lives about an hour and a half away. He ended up staying at our house for the last 2 weeks because that was time that we couldn't afford to get the car done. So, you know, not only is he sacrificing, but his wife is, my wife was. You know, it's the families. It's not just the hours and the time. It's the support.
Yeah.
That makes the difference.
Yeah, I love my wife, I love my family, and it's hard to be away from what makes you breathe. Really looking forward to getting on the track with this car. I think we're gonna make some leaps and bounds, you know. It had to be track safe, track legal, and something that we could start our development program with, because we're going racing in 2011 and we're gonna go win a championship. That's the goal.
After the close of SEMA, Tiger Racing's transport gets filled with the Mustang, its crew and equipment, and head back to Covina, California. You're watching a preview of B514 1872, produced by the Barber Driving Experience. Here in California, it seemed like all of winter hit in December. The high temperature today will be 43 degrees, and it will be foggy, no sun, and very slippery. Not the best scene to get an all-new car sorted out. And this car has all-new brakes, and most importantly, an electronically boosted power steering unit. And today, the track has decided to run the configuration counterclockwise, opposite of the norm. So I bravely march off with my camera and tripod to a corner worker station. Steven's got the pits covered, so my plan is to gradually move from corner worker station to corner worker station and cover as much of the track as possible. And this isn't a small place.
All right, let's go feel it out. Going it easy, you got new brake pads too.
What's weird on the electric power steering is when you get the thing kicked out, it doesn't come back at all.
All these spots where that car looks light, the aerodynamics will clean that right up. Yeah, I said it's really slick out there.
It's all going great. Then this.
We all right?
Yep, but I'm stuck.
You're cleaning it, you know that.
Down for about another 10 to 15 minutes.
I don't know, man.
We'll go clean up
I think
the
they used to graze
again.
cows out here. Oh, hey, he just said to just, remember to stay on the asphalt. I don't know if he maybe should have told you that before you went out or not.
Yeah, he said that like 4 times.
You didn't get the memo?
It wasn't in triplicate.
Paul and the Mustang tractor off to return the local agriculture to its rightful owner.
All right. Detailed.
Sticky, isn't it?
Some nasty shit.
Yeah. It took me 10 minutes to clean my chute, so.
With 20 pounds of mud removed from the car gets reloaded with fresh Pirelli race rubber, and the aerodynamic kit gets assembled. And after a few laps, it's into the pits to see how that new Pirelli rubber is working. Not only is the rubber working, but the whole car is working. And like the old saying, what comes up must come down.
Plume of smoke at the end and a sound, so I've definitely got a tire problem.
Hey Adam, what happened?
Broke control arm.
So
So that's it.
You guys got a spare?
No, not with us.
Didn't bring one of those, huh?
No. Not something that fits me pocket.
Car works. It's fast. Really fast. Pretty excited. This combination feels as fast as my other car.
Looks really good. After making the adjustment, it's definitely settled it down.
Oh, the car's easy to drive too.
2 weeks later, I'm on my way across the Mojave Desert. The drive out brings the desert's winter beauty, covered in ribbons of man's presence. Ah, Las Vegas. The track. And a celebration of Carroll Shelby's birthday. And this is how they celebrate. The boys in the Mustang are here, parked, with a broken input shaft. It's being overnighted, so the morning brings the driver's meeting, the part, assembly, and then finally,
And Chris finally gets an opportunity. It's payday for Chris today. Paul took him out on the track and comes in and he goes, that car is fast. We really have a good time. We bring some friends down and Paul takes everybody out for a thrill ride.
what's the reaction?
Oh my God.
Neat sound.
So you finally got your first ride. What'd you think?
It was exhilarating. It was probably the best ride I've ever had in my entire life.
And I'm not going to settle for a ride in the car.
I guess that means Todd gets to drive it. I think we'll have to change the seats, but that's not a big deal.
It's all fun and good. But every so often it hits Paul. He's really going racing this year.
Without guys like Todd, we couldn't do it.
Wow, what a great group of people. It's like family. It truly is family. I don't know how else you describe it. You don't think motorsports is a family sport, think again, because it truly is.
Great to be out here with the Shelby guys, and I just want to thank all the supporters and the family and Tracy and Todd and everybody that's involved in the car, and that's what makes it special.
I'd say it's a great example of motorsports creating family. You're watching a preview of B514-1872, produced by the Barber Driving Experience. So with a few months between playing with the Shelby Club and the race season start in Florida, the Tiger team could just relax a bit and enjoy each other's company. Well, you know that's not going to happen.
From the time that we tested at Buttonwillow and Vegas, we actually changed the motor, changed the clutch, changed the transmission, changed the drive shaft, changed the diff, changed the weight on the car, put the stock control arms back in the car with polyurethane bushings. So it was again an entirely different car.
Then it gets more complicated.
What you don't know is that we found out that some of the parts that we had on the car weren't legal Friday before we were supposed to leave Saturday.
Oh my God.
And it turned into Adam, Chris, and I basically a 48-hour thrash, changing the car, rebuilding it. On Saturday, when we were putting the car together, taking it apart, putting it together, I was ready to say, screw it, we're not going to go.
Really?
I was so frustrated because we thought we had a perfect plan, a perfect car. We didn't leave till Sunday night at about 9 o'clock, and then pretty much drove straight through.
They will, crossing North America in a hauler in 4 days. But no rest for the weary, as within minutes of arrival, they're directed to the cold pit area to set up shop and prepare for the vehicle inspections, drivers meeting, practice, and the 2 races coming in the next couple days. Yeah, Paul, I'd be smiling too. Well, the first practice has the Mustang running 1 minute 27, but that's 4 seconds off the champion Peter Cunningham, an eternity in professional road racing. Practice 2 makes it a little more interesting. Cunningham knocks 0.3 of a second off, but the Tiger team knocks 3 full seconds off. Then there was qualifying. With another big improvement, Paul jumps up to the outside front row of the GTS class.
We planned on running fast and strong. I didn't expect to put the car on the front row the first time out. Hammered the starts and went from second to the lead.
Paul would lead much of this race, only to have another Boss Mustang get him on a restart. At day's end, a second, lots of laps led, and the race's fastest lap. That would put him on pole for Sunday's race. So indeed, the trip east was looking good. And this Saturday was feeling good too. Early part of the race has Mustangs running 1 and 2. What spectators may not realize is how blind many of the corners are in a street circuit. And oh yeah, the entire track, it's shelled completely in unforgiving cement walls.